What's up, YouTube? You're here with Josh Bailey, and welcome to my channel. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Listen, I heard a lot about your sweet tooth that you need help with. So I'm making this video today based off of some macro-friendly snacks that you can eat at any time and not feel guilty about yourself. If you eat snacks, you know, a lot of us eat snacks and we just picking stuff up when we're hungry, eating our kids' snack, or just hungry and grabbing stuff in the cabinet that's not gonna help you reach your goals. You're gonna fall off and you're not gonna hit or look the way you want to. So let's get to it, man. We're making 3 tasty snacks. I'm gonna give you a hint of what we're gonna make, all right? We're gonna make brownies, we're gonna make ice cream, and we're gonna make cheesecake. 3 things that would make you fall off track if you eat them any other way than how you're gonna eat them today. All right, let's get it. So the first thing we're gonna start off with is the ice cream. One, because it has to freeze, so let's get that started. All right, it's gonna be a low carb ice cream, not all that sugar and extra stuff that's gonna make it, you know, very tasty, but also very fattening. So I'm gonna use cottage cheese, some agave, cocoa powder, vanilla extract, banana, some milk, unsweetened, and I have some protein powder. All right, so you're gonna need a blender to start it off. All right, simple ingredients. All right, you can use a banana, you can use 2, you know, whatever you wanna do. Banana's always gonna make it sweeter, of course. Love bananas. All right, simple as that. You can even use a frozen banana if you want to. Now, we're gonna need some cottage cheese, okay? This is one of the main ingredients because this is like a protein ice cream. All right, you can't just make snacks. You gotta get your protein goals, right? You're gonna get this ice cream is gonna get you at least 30 grams of protein in like 3 to 4 scoops, okay? All right, so this cottage cheese, all right, 1/2 cup has 14 grams of protein. So we got to have 300 grams of protein, so that's 1 cup and half. You're gonna need 1 scoop of chocolate protein powder. All right, it's gonna be chocolate ice cream. So we got the cocoa. All right, the protein just, you know, gives you some extra, of course, the protein, but extra flavor. You don't have to actually use protein. It's up to you because the cocoa powder is bitter. Yeah, you get the color, but the flavor is very bitter. So we're gonna use a tablespoon. All right, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. All right, it's gonna give it that rich, chocolatey look. And 3 tablespoons of honey, your sweetener of choice. What do you call it? Like a stevia, whatever you want to use. All right, this is pretty much a tablespoon, just using this spoon. You guys also don't have to measure everything exactly, but I want you guys to have the accurate measurement. So 3 tablespoons, or just, you know, do it as you please. All right, now secret ingredient. Some people don't like it, but I feel like it just works well in almost everything. Vanilla extract. Secret ingredient for me. You don't have to put a lot. You can put a teaspoon. All right, this is not the exact measurement, but just put a little bit in there. And as you can see, it looks pretty stiff, right? So we're gonna add some milk. Now there's no real measurement for the milk. You have to do it until it's a texture that you want, all right? Not too thick, not too loose, nice and creamy. And I think that's what we're gonna do to start. Let's blend. Opens off the sides. Got me a rubber spatula. You see the texture, nice and creamy. Looks like a Wendy's Frosty. All right, guys, let's check the texture. A little loose, but look at it. That looks good. All right, we got 2 like meal prep containers. You definitely want some glass. You don't want to have plastic containers. All right, now that I don't use them for food, but now I don't like plastic that much anyway. But glass, all right, pretty full. All right, that's enough for 2 servings. So you got ice cream for you and whoever else. Or if you're greedy, you can just eat one of these in 1 serving. Not gonna be that bad. Not a lot of carbs. Just bananas, a little bit of sweetener, got some cottage cheese, and you're good to go. All right, put the top on it. Let it freeze for a good 2 to 3 hours. All right, check it because you want it to be soft. Of course, if you leave it in longer, it's gonna be harder and you can still eat it, but you know, just the texture won't be as creamy unless you let it sit out. So 2 hours, we're done with our first one. Bro, what are you doing? You still eating this kind of stuff? I thought you wanted to get in better shape. I'm hungry. I don't know what else to eat. Let me ask you, did you hit your protein goals today? Probably not. I got something for you. This is Good Culture Cottage Cheese. High in protein, no junk ingredients, and it actually tastes really good. Can I eat this now? Yeah, I usually eat it for breakfast or for a late night snack. The one on top has 19 grams of protein per serving. It's good, right? Bro, this is good. Yeah, the Good Culture brand is known for its thick and creamy texture. You just can't beat getting 19 grams of protein and only 3 grams of carbs. And where can I get more of this? You can find it at your local grocery store. I'm about to get more of this right now. Appreciate you. Good Culture, my go-to brand when it comes to cottage cheese. All right, so for the second recipe, we're gonna be making brownies. All right, here are all the ingredients that you need right here. Very similar to the first one, but we just added a few extra things. The only thing that you didn't see was the eggs. I'm letting them sit outside because it says room temperature. And I didn't, look, I took the culinary course, I didn't take the baking course because it was always full of sweets and unhealthy things. But the only thing missing is the eggs. So the first thing we're gonna do is add all of our dry ingredients. So for the brownies, the first thing you're gonna need is 1 cup cottage cheese. Now, if you guys are wondering why I'm using cottage cheese, you can also use Greek yogurt. Okay, up to you, but today we're using mostly cottage cheese because it's very high in protein, low in carbs. Just a good replacement of adding all that extra, fat and milk products that contain a lot of fat. So 2 eggs. All right, let my eggs rest. They're almost room temperature. I feel like the blender will be easier today. Unless you want to just use a mixer, you can also do that. So we got 2 eggs. We got our vanilla extract. All right, as for 1 teaspoon, we're just gonna do a capsule. Simple as that. And just one more thing up. You got honey or maple syrup. All right, 1/4 cup. Like I said, you can do your own measurements or you can simply just follow instructions. Instructions is always better because somebody has already tested it out. All right, maple syrup, honey, this is agave, whatever your choice is. All right, we're gonna blend this, and this is it for our wet ingredients. For our dry ingredients, you're gonna need 1/8 cup of cocoa powder, 2 scoops of chocolate protein powder, 1/2 cup of almond flour, and then whisk it until smooth. All right, guys, once you got all the chunks out, we're gonna take our wet ingredients and we're gonna mix both of them together. All right, so here we go. All right, we're looking for the right wet to dry ratio. You guys, as you know, brownies are not supposed to be super thin, so it's looking good so far. This is almost perfect. All right, I'm gonna add a pinch of milk. All right, pinch. Now, what I like to do, because I love brownies, I love chocolate and peanuts, I'm gonna mix in a few chocolate chips. And optional, you can add walnuts, you can add pecans, you can add whatever you like in your brownies. I'm just giving you guys the base of what to do. All right, mix in a few chocolate chips. You're gonna let them melt in there so it can just be a little bit more chocolatey. You can also put them on as the finishing touches. All right, so that's our texture. Pretty good, right? Almond flour, low in carbs, cottage cheese, low in carbs. This is a protein snack. All right, let's put it in a container and let's put it in the oven. All right, the oven is on 325. Make sure you let it preheat. Put it in there for about 20, 25 minutes. All right, let's get it ready. And last but not least, number 3 is probably my favorite, strawberry cheesecake. All right, you see this? We only have a few ingredients. This is all you're gonna need right here. Nothing fattening, everything high in protein, low in carbs. So I'm super excited to try this one. All right, let's get to it. So you need a food processor, which makes it easy. You can do it another way, you put it in the blender, but food processor makes it very easy. All right, we're gonna need cottage cheese, of course, 1 cup of cottage cheese, 1 egg, 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt, 1/4 cup of sweetener of your choice. I'm using honey, you can use stevia or whatever you want to use. Squeeze some lemon juice. Gonna use a whole lemon. And a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And blend it. So once it's all mixed up, I would use any baking circle. I don't have a pan that's like circle, so I'm using kind of like a meal prep tray. Put some parchment paper in there and just pour it all in there. Guys, and once that's done, add some mashed strawberries. All right, that's gonna be our strawberry part of it. And then just mix it all up. Looks good, right? Strawberry cheesecake on the way. So to finish this off, it has to bake on 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 to 45 minutes. Just check in between, but this is my first time making it. Let's see how it comes out. All right, guys, everything is done, okay? From the ice cream, cheesecake, the brownies, it all came out. I'm really intrigued to see how it is, right? I left the ice cream out. I left it in the freezer overnight, so it's kind of just, you know, it's hard right now. So I'm gonna wait till it like gets a little bit softer, see how that texture really comes out. The cheesecake turned out nice. It has that blueberry. I didn't show you guys that, but the same method I did for the strawberry, I did with blueberry. So I just had them in there. So let me try something, and it came out looking pretty good. And the strawberry one, which is my favorite, I'm gonna try all of these and let you know how it is for real. And then there's the brownie. I've made brownie before, similar, not using cottage cheese, but I made it with bananas. And brownies always come out pretty good as long as you make sure you get that toothpick, put it in the middle, and make sure it's not all gooey inside. I don't like gooey brownies, but looks good. So first things first, I'm gonna try these brownies. All right, quick taste test. That's good. That's good. Not gooey. Not soft. You know, brownies usually like a cake. You gotta remember we didn't use flour here, so everything in here is full of protein, low in carbs. So I always take that as a bonus to eat something other than the floury cake, extra calorie, high in carb type of food. So this one is good. I put walnuts in it, and this is actually amazing. Good. All right, let's try the strawberry cheesecake. All right, it's creamy. I put a little bit of that strawberry, like I mashed it, put it on the stove, let it get like almost like a jam, but it's like all strawberries, no preservatives. And I put some strawberry toppings on it. Let's see how it goes. You know, it doesn't have as much of the cheesy texture, but for like a healthy cheat meal, this is good. I can do this. This is good. This one's good too. I give it a B. I give this a B plus. I give this a B. All right, let's try the ice cream. All right, first things first, I would say don't leave it. You have to leave it overnight. You can't eat out the whole thing, but simply come out a little bit more icier. I think if you leave it in for like 2 hours, exactly 2-3 hours, it'll come out a little bit creamier, but add some milk and I think it'll do the job. So we're going for look pretty good. Let's go, let's see what the texture is like. Super rich. Only thing I would say is just a little bit more icy. So just some more cream, like something like a creamer you can add in it. me make it. But the texture is good. So I give this one a C plus. I ain't gonna lie, I give it a C plus. Just need a little bit more cream to it and it'll be good. All right guys, so here are quick, easy snacks. Actually, I would say desserts. All right, these are all desserts, things you would eat after dinner, and you can actually enjoy these without feeling guilty. So guys, I gave you honest opinions. I think you should try these. It's definitely, you know, the brownie, the cheesecake, the ice cream, like I said, a little bit more creamy texture to it, and it would be good B, solid B plus. But guys, you're here with Josh Bailey, always bringing you honest opinions and foods that I think will help you on your fitness journey. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.